Hi traders. So in today's video I will talk about the crises that will be happening in this decade or more, because if you believe it or not, it is not over. The years of crisis situations, viruses, wars, the changes of borders, the human crises, the water crisis, the climate crisis, it is not over. Now we entered an era where it will be completely normal that something new, something brutal crisis will be happening in every new year. It will be normal and you have to prepare for it. And of course you have to prepare for a more than 50% chance VV3. So it won't be an easy thing to even survive, but it will be even harder to make money from the markets. And to make money from the Forex markets will be insanely tough and insanely difficult. But if you have the right mindset and the right skill set, you can make it. Now, I decided to do this video because I realized that people think everything will go back to normal, that everything will go back to the relatively normal way of life, at least in the bigger part on the world, that was in the last like 3 or 4 decades. Even in my country, the, let's call it, normal way of life is only like 30 years old. But I know that in many Western countries it is way more than that. But it is a thing that most humans who are living on this planet right now, they are used to it. They are used to certain luxury things that were unimaginable in the past. And in my opinion, these things that our ancestors had to deal with, we will have to deal with those things again, like water crises, and to really work hard for food and stuff. And so in this video I want to talk about some stuff to actually open your eye on how delusional everyone can be about the world and about this situation. And I realized it when the war between Ukraine and Russia started. And since then, as you already know, the whole market has changed dramatically, brutally. The market changed like never before. And since the internet even exists, so it is a change that will go on, and it is just the start of it. And countries are already suffering. Some countries even went bankrupt, and they are without electricity. And day by day, more parts of the world has to do power cuts, daily power cuts, and water and the gasoline shortages, and water shortages, and food shortages. And so when the war between Ukraine and Russia started, I was thinking that, man, it is crazy how people can think in such a non-complex way, in such a simplistic way, like even traders. And it was just so scary for me, because they thought that the ruble, the Russian ruble, the currency of Russia, will go to zero, and everybody just started to short the Russian currency, and it was just so crazy. And I realized that people, even like advanced traders, they don't really trade with their skills and knowledge, but most of the time when there is a crisis situation, they are trading with emotions, you know, by political stuff, and with a bias. And it is so interesting because, in my opinion, if you are a forex trader, you can't have a bias. It is hard, it is very, very tough, because we are humans and we like the tribal way that this side is the good and this side is the bad, and this is it. No middle ground, no anything. This is bad, this is good, this is good, this is bad. Like, no middle ground. And if you want to be a profitable trader, my friend, in this situation that will be happening in the world, and every year with a new challenge, and if you will trade with emotions, you will go crazy. And I see this, that people are going crazy. And I analyze the markets by a technical point of view, by the history of wars, and by fundamental analysis. And I already knew that I had to take a long position, for example, when the war started, on the ruble before the markets will be closed. And everybody thought that I am crazy, like I am a crazy person. And I didn't know why. And because I didn't really think that even traders are thinking based on just one news source, for example, because I actually trade based on three main news sources. The Western, so I basically use the most read news sites, and the best news sites for let's call it propaganda. So I use a news site for the Western propaganda, and one for the Russian propaganda, and one for the Chinese propaganda, because in my opinion these three players are basically who will start all these crisis situations, shortages, and so I read all these news sources every single day. And when you read all of the three news sources, you will realize that basically all the three news sources are read by billions of people, but all the three news sources are completely different. And in many cases, the three news sources are like the opposite. So it is crazy how the people on this globe are living their lives in a completely different reality. And of course you can think that, yeah, but the Western news is the free news, so why would you say you should read those dirty propaganda like Chinese and Russian propaganda news? Are you out of your mind? And listen, if you are a trader, you have to read all of them, even if they are stupid, even if they are nonsensical, because you know why? Because they are traders from those billions of people who are reading those news articles every single day, and those news articles are their main news sources, and they are trading based on that. And if you are only read like one-sided information, you won't go far. And I have to tell you, sometimes I read like the three news sources, and I think to myself, man, the Western propaganda is stronger than these Eastern propaganda news sites, because they are lying as well. And so it is not that obvious as you would think. And with this war, it is even more interesting than ever how these news outlets just creating themselves. They are the ones who are creating the crises. And if there is like a chance to peace, chance for a real peace, they will go and intervene, and they will make sure that there will be no peace, because then who the fuck will read their articles? And it is the same for all the propaganda news. And I say propaganda because, let's face it, which news is not propaganda? So it is only the numbers don't lie, because everything else is bullshit. But if you want to trade in the Forex markets or any market, you have to read the news that everybody else is reading, because then you can actually solve what is their disadvantage and what is their advantage, and how they are trading and why they are not correct about the markets. And of course, in this case, I wasn't wrong, because the Russian ruble skyrocketed to levels that was best in like years. And yeah, it is what it is. If you don't read all the news sources, you will be left behind as a trader. And if you think that pro traders can read just one news source, you are crazy. And so this is the main topic in this video, and this is why I made this video, to actually tell to you how important it is to read every kind of news sources, even if it is not matched with your ideas of the world. But if you start to be a little bit more open-minded and very, very critical, because I don't want to say that you have to read, you know, not just the Western or Eastern news sites, and you just have to accept what any of those news sites are telling to you, like the Chinese news sites, or the Russian or the European or the American news sites. I don't say that. What I'm saying is that you have to pack it together into one number. Read the news, write down the key details, and try to put the informations together. Right now, I am working on some automated system that can find connections between the certain news outlets and the news, and how they correlate with each other. And I try to create an equation that will tell me what is the basically what will be the reaction from all of the people around the world to those news outlets, and how will it affect the markets. It is not simple at all, because here it is almost all about the specific regions, the religions, the cultural differences, the gender differences, the age differences, and everything. And of course, this is combined with the technical analysis. It is not easy at all. And so I hope it was kind of an eye-opener for you. I didn't want to ramble this much, but I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, ciao.